Welcome back to the Geography 300 Geographical Data Analysis video series for WVU. The past couple weeks we have looked at different ways of working with categorical data. And to a certain extent we are still working with categorical and say one categorical variable and one continuous variable. This is the first stage, the first step in bringing space into that. So where a t-test and a ANOVA, they could, in many cases, be done without anything spatial. Strictly speaking, this doesn't need space either, but it is a commonly used approach for at least some forms of spatial analysis. And this first video, on what is called the chi-squared statistic, looks at the setup and the motivation, what sorts of questions it answers. The second one looks at, in a sense, the nuts and bolts of how it works. And the third video will be looking at strategies for writing up the results. So first, the setup, or the kinds of questions it asks. If you got the book for this course, you would see it's in what's called a goodness of fit section. So when we're trying to evaluate goodness of fit, it's saying, well, how well does A match B effectively? If I use A to predict B, do I get good predictions or bad predictions? A common approach for this is to break the study area down. So to take space and put it into categories by some categorical variable. So no matter what, we're going to have some kind of grouping by category. And we generate some kind of predicted value. Okay, we have this predicted value. Then we want to assess, was our prediction good? So I can say, was that predicted value good? Did it match the data that we collected? Or was the predicted value poor and it did not match what we collected? That matching, does it fit, does it not fit, is the essence of the chi-squared test. We will see one particular application of this in a couple weeks when we get to point pattern analysis. We'll worry about that later. What we will be seeing here is how that especially applies in this kind of categorical to continuous context. So the exact nature of that, as I said, is going to be in the second video. Right now, we're looking at this setup or this overview. What kinds of questions does it ask? Ultimately, it's comparing a predicted value with the actual value. You may sometimes see this as described as the expected value versus the observed value. Either way, you have some kind of prediction. You want to see if it's good. If you want to evaluate that, you want chi-squared. So, as always, if there are questions, please feel free to send an email or to ask in the Zoom class. I'll see you at the next video. Have a good one.